Welcome to another episode of the Bench Bros Podcast, episode 4. It's your boy, your man, your friend, Cheesebees, along with my friend.
Yee, how you all doing?
Not great. This is a tough week for Dallas fans.
Oh yeah, I finally
Yeah.
got some good luck in my corner.
Yeah. How does it feel breaking the streak?
We broke it 2 weeks ago, I want to say.
Did you?
Yeah, we're on a 2-win streak right now. So yeah, last week.
Oh. I guess Brady's now officially done with the divorce, so he's finally been able to
Yeah,
relax.
maybe. Yeah, the mental stuff is behind him.
Yeah. Yo, one thing I want to talk about, you got a big boy on that defensive line. I don't know who I think it's number 50. That man is got to be 360 pounds and like 90 pounds of it is just his ass. The man has got some haunches to push offensive linemen back. I can't tell you his name. He's got kind of like Palu hair.
Number 56. There's no
Mm,
50 on our team.
maybe it's that guy. He was swimming when he made a sack like 3 weeks ago, and
Oh,
he's been
that
on fire.
was Seahawks. I lied.
What is happening?
I was on the Seahawks like roster, but same thing. We have no number 50 on our team.
I don't know.
We have like 54.
Does he have Palomalu hair?
I don't know. And 57 and 56.
Maybe 56 then.
But 50 Levante David. No, he's kind of thin hair. Yeah, I'm not gonna search too hard for him right now.
Hmm. Yeah, I guess he just doesn't exist. He's just a figment of my imagination.
Yeah, you want to jump right into it with the Seahawks versus the Bucks first?
Yeah, sure.
All right,
Honestly,
so
man, I thought Geno Smith was gonna pick y'all apart.
yeah, I had a hunch we'd win. 16 to 21, by the way, going to the
Yeah,
Buccaneers. Yeah, Geno Smith. I mean, we sacked him what like 4 different times,
I believe so.
3 different times. Our defense put in the work today, so did our offense. I mean, we just played better. It was a good game to watch.
Yeah, it seems like it was close the entire way through. The
It
first half
wasn't.
seemed kind of but the second half is where it started coming in.
Yeah, I mean, we scored 14 points in the second quarter.
Yeah, which is great for y'all. At that
Still no
point,
points in the first quarter,
yeah,
but we got to work on that. But yeah, 21 to 16, or yeah.
yeah.
Also, those German fans enjoyed the fuck out of that
I
game.
know,
Did
dude.
you see
They
him
said
singing?
Guten Tag for sure. No, I
Did you?
heard about singing. I don't know what they were
Yeah.
singing.
They were singing
America, 'tis land of thee.
no. They sang Country Roads.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That is amazing.
I can't remember what the damn name of this song was. Yeah, they enjoyed the fuck out of that. That was a fun game to watch. Uh Tom Brady threw 29 times, completed 22.
Which is a significant drop.
I mean,
Usually the man's throwing 40 something times.
yeah, but he still did 258 yards on the day.
Yeah, which for only 22 or well 22 catches, I guess, 29 yards, honestly isn't that bad. That's averaging a little more than 10 yards for perfect.
Yeah. Um, and then of course we had Leonard Fournette's that fucking I don't know what everybody was thinking, trying to let Tom Brady run and go grab the ball. Why they did that, I have no idea. It was hilarious to watch. Even as I watched it happen, I was like, "What was that?" The man
Like,
accidentally intercepted a football. Tom Brady slipped and he was there and he caught it. He's like, "What just happened?"
oh, is that what this singular pass? No, passes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
my
what that
bad.
was.
Yeah.
And then
oh,
Tom Brady also threw an interception, I think, in the third quarter.
yeah. I was looking at the stats and saw 2 interceptions, and honestly, I thought they had sat Brady,
No,
and
one
somebody
one
else threw the
interception
interceptions.
was for Leonard Fournette when
Yeah.
they ran that play.
which was interesting to say the least.
Yeah. Overall, this was a fun game to watch. I mean, this was just a better week. It seemed like everybody was on the same page, even with the overseas travel
Yeah, because what
for
is
the
it
most
like?
part.
It's an extra. They play in London, and I think Germany's like another hour and a half ahead, or
I
an
th-
hour or two ahead.
yeah, it's something like that. I think they're in the next time zone. UK, I think they played in Munich. I can double check on that too. Where did we play? Endless Arena, which is in Munich. I was right. They are an hour ahead.
Okay, so instead of being what is it, 8, 9, they're 10.
The UK is 5 hours ahead, so yeah, they're six
Oh,
hours
shit!
ahead.
Wow, I thought it was way more. I thought the ocean was much bigger.
Pacific is where you get that large time zone gap.
Ah,
So you get to like Australia and
so who was
Germany,
the
not
first one
Germany.
into the new day? Like,
Who's the first one into the new day?
yeah, and we can
It'll
leave
probably
this
be
later
some
on, but
Russian country or some part of Russia.
ah, interesting.
Because you realize like how close Russia is to Alaska, how the world globe like bends, like curves around those
Yes.
barrier islands. Yeah, we're a lot
Why?
closer to Russia than you think.
Oh yeah, I mean it's right there in Alaska, and Alaska is what, like 400 or 500 miles north of what is that, Washington,
Yeah,
which really isn't that far. I mean, Texas is like six
I
hundred
think I
miles.
think you mean Oregon, but yeah,
No, isn't
is
what's
that
that top left state? Isn't that Washington?
it might be Washington? I might have them confused. Yeah,
Oregon is the well, Oregon.
yeah,
Oregon's right
so
underneath, I think.
yeah, you're right. I get them mixed up.
Ooh, ooh, I went to school. You couldn't think it, but I did. But yeah, back to the Bucks game in
Yeah,
Guten Tag, Germany.
great game overall. Even for Geno Smith, he did 23. He attempted 33 times and completed 23. He got 275 yards out of it, and no interceptions, but one fumble from him, I believe.
Isn't bad at all.
Or is it? I forget who fumbled it. I think it was Gino.
Yeah. It looks like you guys were just stopping them every play. The defense was holding up excellent.
Yeah, I mean DK Metcalf was a problem. We can
Uh,
either contained him or we didn't.
yeah, I mean, you honestly, it probably you didn't more than not, or maybe he just didn't want to when the plays that you did contain him. He kind of reminds me of Calvin Johnson for the Lions,
Mm.
Randy Moss, even just like this tall, powerful receiver.
Well, Rashad White had a hell of a game. He carried for
Yeah,
22 yards. Carried 22 times, got 105 yards.
and I believe he's a rookie, is he not?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, this is the first game where he really had a lot going, and I
Yeah,
wonder if
he
it has to
really
do
showed out
with
this game.
yeah. I mean, Fournette's kind of been on the decline lately.
Yeah, he's getting older.
Yeah. I mean, the last couple games, I mean, he was strong earlier in the season, but I wonder, I mean, like you said, he's getting older. It's
No,
starting to hit him.
he's only 4 years older than Rashad White. Rashad White's 23, Leonard Fournette's 27, which is
Oh,
younger than I
shit.
thought he was.
Yeah, same here. I thought he was like 30.
Overall, this was a great game. I enjoyed it. I can't wait to see what next week will bring us when I think we have a bye week next week. We do.
I believe so. Yeah, you guys haven't had anything yet.
Oh,
Or,
that's good.
yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna enjoy that bye week. We need it.
Yeah, and then coming off a
Good way to go into a bye week. Picking up 2 wins to tie you back, get your league standings back. I mean, we're back in first place in the
yeah.
NFC South, but it's not saying much at this point.
Yeah, you. It looks like you guys are really the NFC East in disguise.
Yeah, talk about the NFC East. Let's talk about how the Cowboys.
Oh,
Let's
dude,
talk about
fucking.
them Cowboys.
Oh, this is gonna be our year.
Gonna be your
Every
year.
every year. Oh man, what to talk about? What good to talk about, I should say. Uh, I mean, first quarter negligible both ways. Nothing going. The only thing that was telling whatsoever is that Dallas still has a major issue with the run game.
Yeah, it
They
seems like CeeDee Lamb and what is it? Gallup really didn't do much. Like, I
yeah.
mean, yeah, CeeDee Lamb still got 150 yards, but he got knocked around a lot during this
Well,
game.
he did, and honestly, because of him, which I'll get to a little later, he was a big issue this game. Despite him having 150 yards, he was a very big issue. But don't worry, I'll get to that. The running game the for Green Bay, man, it wasn't that they were just they kept getting 4 or 5 yards, 4 or 5 yards, and it was just way too consistent. And every now and then they break off for 8, 9, 10. And then as soon as Dallas would try and come up, I mean, it was just basic attack the man to man. Aaron Rodgers still has it. He's a little older. He's got no receiving core. Their record, honestly, is only because he's placing it in the right spots. And there was 3 or 4 big drops in that first half that really should have been. I think there was like 2 touchdowns. I know of at least 1 touchdown, and then 2 first yard plays that would have extended the drive closer to the 30-20 of Dallas. And they had punts, field goals. They had a field goal that they missed because of one, and then, well, like I said, 3 and outs, quick punts. It was just you could basically skip the entire first quarter. Pollard was coming off of a great game 2 weeks ago, and a lot of people were wondering, oh man, maybe he is our new number one. And he did well. He did well. 115 yards, 22 carries. He's finding a way to get it. But I still think that we need Ezekiel Elliott because we no longer have that 1-2 punch. And that 1-2 punch is Zeke coming in with the punch, and then Pollard waiting to see where the defense is going to counterattack, start hitting those holes, and then just bounce out to the outside with his vision. That's why we still need him. He's not producing, but every now and then Zeke can get it going, and he's amazing in that quick little 3-4 yard kind of pull punch. The O line for the Cowboys held up pretty well. All in all, I mean, Dak got hit a couple times, but you can't expect a O line to hold as much as they have, as well as they have. Green Bay defense wasn't very strong. It was Dallas beating themselves as they always do. It wasn't until the second half where there was an actual strong drive from Dallas. And the reason why I think it really worked out is because Dallas was starting to incorporate a lot of play action into it, as opposed to just, hey, we're going to line up our running back 8 yards back and we're going to run. Oh, we're going to just line up and shotgun and throw. You need those play actions because we do have a strong and respectable running offense, but we have to start freezing the defense. If you got to know what's going on, you got to let Dak, and I know that he doesn't have a lot of football awareness, but for whatever reason, we just have to allow him to get on those options and know whether we're going to run, pass, just you have to have that faith in him. And he doesn't do well in the sense that we'll get into later. Actually, we'll talk about it more. But you have to let him make those mistakes. That's the only way. It's the only way through it. Dallas defense gets some momentum with the strip sack, but that leads to Dak's first interception over the middle. Here's the thing with his interception, the first one in the middle of the second, a little closer to the beginning.
That man read you like a book.
Here's why. No, well, that the second one he read like a book. The first one was just, here's what happened. Dalton Schultz and CeeDee Lamb are lined up on the same side of the field. No big deal. But I think that they should have been flipped. Either way, Dalton Schultz, the tight end, lined up outside of Lamb. So what happens next? hike the ball, and they run the exact same route. Both of them. They both run this goal line, cut in a little bit, stop and sit there and wait for it, which honestly to me was more of a Dalton Schultz play. And I think CeeDee Lamb, especially lining up on the inside, should have done the 5 and in on that close one. Now, Dak did force a throw, and it does show this lack of football awareness, but the breakdown and communication, or at least play, really showed me that maybe there was something else going on there. Which is why, even though Lamb had a great day, I don't know who was in charge there, but I don't know who it was. It could have been that Lamb was running the right play and Schultz wasn't. That Schultz was supposed to go that 5 and in, which honestly, that could have been it. And it might have been like a weird crossing route, so that way he would have been open right over the middle. Dak was supposed to throw it to a point, or at least right there. And I guess I don't know why he threw it. He really should have thrown it lower, but he threw it trying to force a throw, thinking that maybe there was going to be something there. If either Schultz or Lamb would have done what they needed to, one go high, one come in, I think that play would have been an easy first down. I'm not going to say a touchdown, but at least been first and goal on like the 5 or 6. And then Rodgers starts coming back in the third quarter. Takes advantage of the breakdown in the Dallas secondary, which a lot of the issue we have is the safeties they're playing zone. They're going over the top, and they start playing towards one side of the field. And instead of kind of helping out and kind of cheating up or cheating out, when one goes up, one kind of comes in, takes the spot, and becomes the one, they just latch onto somebody and then they start running with them because they think that's where the play's going, and then they let the fade go through on the outside because they think that, I'm not sure what they think, but Anthony Brown, we've had issues with him. He used to be great, or at least decent. He did come out, I think he's the LSU kid, and they called him the Honey Badger, and he was good. He was all over people, great defensive back, stuck to you like glue, but I don't know if he's missed a step or there's just faster people than him, which honestly it's probably faster people than him. And they're also like 3 or 4 inches taller. They just run a fade on him, and that's all you have to do. They just run the straight. And Aaron Rodgers is still a good quarterback, like I said, and he couldn't do anything more than walk into the end zone for his receivers. He puts it in their hands almost every time. He puts it in great spots 9.5 times out of 10 just for the receivers to drop it. In this case, they didn't. 2 touchdowns in the third, mainly from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers really put the team on his back this week.
Oh, yeah. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the second pick, not even 6 minutes later, for Dak. Again, CeeDee Lamb not running his route effectively. Or maybe he ran his route effectively, whatever. This time, 100%, he did not run his route. So his route, which I believe was basically the same route that he should have been running when that first pick happened, is he's supposed to go up to the about 10, 15 yards, and then he's supposed to kind of take that deep slant, or that more of a 90, like a hard right, as opposed to the long post, which is, the 10 and slant. So instead, he runs behind the safety, or as he's running behind the safety just looks, sees him coming over, and for whatever reason, Dak is throwing to a spot, which is something that he does not do well with. Instead of looking at his receiver, he was trusting that his receiver would be there. Again, football awareness to know, hey, my receiver's not there. I don't see him. I don't have a glimpse of him. I can't just throw this ball knowing that there's 2 high safeties. But nonetheless, he throws it anyway. And though CeeDee Lamb should have had it easily, maybe not a touchdown. I don't think it would have been a touchdown because he would have ran into the second safety. But at least that would have been 15 yards. Instead, CeeDee Lamb takes it long, takes a really wide angle, and instead, easy pick. It's by the same guy, by the way, that all I had to do was just sit there and let the ball come right at him. The rest of the game, third quarter looked really well for the Cowboys. Another two touchdowns. They were starting to click the way they were supposed to, kind of breaking down the Green Bay defense. And Green Bay's having some trouble going into the third. Kind of sketchy. Then the beginning of the fourth, they get a big stop. end up running it around, and they waste like 6 or 7 minutes. There's another touchdown in between there for Green Bay, but the 6 or 7 minutes for Aaron Rodgers was entirely the coaching issue. Here's why. You can't give Aaron Rodgers that much time. You're at that point,
Oh
he
yeah,
was
that
up.
man had like a week in the pocket.
Yes, exactly. On top of that, we weren't getting any penetration. The D line was playing this bend don't break, and in the fourth quarter they started to break. They're tired. They're just trying to survive, which Green Bay was letting them to survive with how many times that they were just dropping. But yeah, Dallas was not killing any time. Rodgers has 9 minutes in the fourth to try and lead another big turn comeback. So you can't give Rodgers too much time. He has 9 minutes left. All he does is he just keeps handing the ball off, and he really didn't have that many attempts as much as he usually would. 20. He almost didn't run at all. He didn't have to, because all he would do is just hand it off, and he get 5 yards consistently every single time, every time. Boom, 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 boom. 14 for 20. Man, 70% accurate, because he could sit there, choose his target, check down, move around, let his receivers do what they needed to do, and then just throw it. I mean, it was that easy. He had an easy day, despite him at the end, uh, when Dallas decided they just didn't want to play anymore offensively. They had like 2 minutes left. Let it go down to I think 45 seconds or something like that, and that's way too much time with Rodgers. A couple plays were called that he didn't like, and you can see that Rodgers is upset with his head coach, and just really shows how much he's really upset in Green Bay. It's a good thing they won, because if not, I mean, Rodgers is a great quarterback. He shows that, puts it on his back, like you said. I mean, yeah. Uh, let's see. This game, for whatever reason, they wanted Dak to trust his receivers and put it down. He doesn't do well with that. You have to have it to where you have your receivers just being much more talented than secondary and having them beat them every time. That's what Dak is. He's not a, I don't know, I wouldn't call it playbook, but he's not a traditional quarterback where you just throw it at a spot and then you blame the receiver when they get there. And then here I did blame the receivers, but let's be real. It's much more the quarterback now, especially when you have so many young guys, a lot of quick guys. Like I said, CeeDee Lamb, he's still fast. He's breaking off the routes, and that's why he has 150 yards. But with that being said, he's still a young guy, and I think he's making it a little difficult out here. Overtime, it should have not got here, but here we are. And then everybody's gonna whine because they think it's a pass interference call at the very end. They're like, "Oh my god, Dallas should have got that pass interference." Come on, no. Dallas fucked up a number of times. Play calling was not where it should have been. Kellen Moore knows better than to have his quarterback do what he's doing, and I think
You,
that's the reason why everybody blames Dak. Go ahead.
you guys got penalized for 83 yards.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a rough game out there for you with
yeah,
mistakes.
yeah, and I mean that's honestly to be expected every single time. When we're clicking, we're clicking, but even when we're clicking, a number of penalties just because I don't know. It's not. I don't
Same.
even know if it's discipline. It's just
It's the same thing with us.
yeah. You guys can be a great team, but 83 yards, dude, that's an easy field goal. Shit, let's say you get a kickoff. That's 20. You're at the 25. That's a touchdown. That's a touchdown in penalties, and we gave it away. I think a big issue here was the play calling, and I'm not gonna blame Kellen Moore entirely because he might have made the play, but he didn't force Dak to force throws. And on top of that, he needs to know that Green Bay is excellent against this type of point area throw where he know the quarterback knows where you're going to be. He's going to throw it in the perfect spot for you every time. The way Aaron Rodgers does. So when you see that, or when that's what your quarterback is constantly practicing against, or your secondary is constantly practicing against, they're going to be well versed and pick you off every single time with somebody who's obviously not well versed in it. All in all, I think Green Bay, they should have done much better. they can be a much better team. I think one kid, don't know his name, number 9, whatever he is, Christian Watson, had a big game. Well, 3 touchdowns. It was a big game. I think he just got. I think he was lined up
Me
on Anthony
too.
Brown. Yeah, there's a lot of young guys. I think Robert Tunyon is probably the only major or older one. I think maybe him,
He's born in
Alan
Tampa.
Lazard. Oh, dude, look at y'all. Well, he got 3 touchdowns, 107 yards, and a lot of it came from all you had to do was wait for Anthony Brown to fuck up, be a little too slow, and
And
then
then
Watson put a move, take off.
yeah, and then Aaron Rodgers is just gonna throw him these fucking bomb passes.
Easily, because he knows how fast his receiver is. He knows how to do it, and that's, I mean, yeah. Final thoughts: Cowboys need to take this loss, and they need to sit on it, and they need to figure out who are we, what is our identity as an offense. Are we going to be a smash mouth? Are we going to just be running all the time? Are we going to telegraph the run? Are we going to start running this play action and make sure that we show people that we are both a threat on the ground and in the passing? Or are we going to keep trying to make us this old school, hey, you run the 10 and out and I'll throw it to you like nobody's there? It's not a pitch and catch. You're playing football. You have to be fluid in your movement, and the rigidity when it comes to this offense is what kills them. Green Bay, bad showing, honestly. Your receivers need to catch the ball when they need to. Aaron Rodgers is doing everything he can. With that being said, I can't even say he has a shitty attitude, because I'd have a shitty attitude also if I had to do everything he did and we're
So,
still losing. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got on that.
all right. So with that, we're gonna talk about just the NFC East standings real quick. Uh, I'm sorry, just the NFC altogether, all the conferences. So starting out with the NFC East, we have the Eagles in first place,
Dude,
eight to
lost.
to the
Dude, the
Commanders of all
Commanders.
the Commanders of all people. I haven't watched the game.
I'm gonna watch it after this.
Yeah, I probably will too.
I have to know what happened. And
Uh,
it was an ass kick. Well, it wasn't an ass kicking, but I think it was 31-21, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, or something like that. It was
32-21.
yeah.
Wow.
Giants in second place at 7-2. Then you guys fell down to third place,
Yep.
uh, in 6-3, and then Commanders are 5-5.
Yeah.
Damn,
That's
we have the
why.
same record as the Commanders, and we're in first place of the
Yeah.
NFC South.
Honestly, I thought and you know how the Eagles probably lost because they were like, "Oh, we're gonna play the Commanders. Who gives a shit?" That's probably what killed them. And
Yeah.
isn't that crazy? The last place in our division is the first in yours.
Moving on to NFC West, the Seahawks are in first with 6-4. Then the 49ers 5-4. Then the Cardinals 4-6, and the Rams 3-6. I'm so happy to see the Rams at the bottom.
Oh, absolutely.
Just another team I was worried about
Yeah, and honestly, I
for the
think they're just a little
playoffs.
too hyped, man. I don't. Well, actually, I heard that their latest uh issue was, I think
They
Cooper
lost.
Cup is now injured.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
he's gonna
he's
miss out like
gone.
4 to 5 weeks or something like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm wondering if I know Odell Beckham Jr. has been a big thing.
Yeah, but he's
Mm,
not even in the league right now.
No, I don't even know what has he been
He
doing.
he got a hamstring injury
Oh yeah, but wasn't he with
or ACL. I'm sorry.
Oh, and then I think the Browns dropped him. Is that right?
Well, yeah, the Browns dropped him, but that was before the ACL.
Uh, yeah. I don't know,
He got
man.
injured, I think, during the Super Bowl or right before it.
I have to see.
In the NFC North, we have the Vikings on a 7 long winning streak. They are 8-1. And then in the second place, you had the Packers at 4-6. Then in third, the Lions 3-6. And then the last place, you have 3-7 for the Bears. And back to the NFC
Yeah.
South.
Vikings are eating that division right now.
They are.
But to be
Uh,
honest, they're facing the Lions and the Bears 4 times. So, well,
yeah.
together. And the Packers haven't been doing well either.
Uh, then we have the NFC South. In first place, you have the Buccaneers at 5-5. Then in second place, the Falcons at 4-6. The Panthers at 3-7 for third, and then last place, the Saints with 3-7 as well. Oh, so I'm sorry, they're tied for third place.
Yeah.
Fucking cutthroat division to the fucking race to the bottom there.
Oh, absolutely. At least the NFC West, and they're not doing too hot either, but they're all within a game. Well,
Yeah,
for the
we're all
most
within a
part.
game of each other too. So
Yeah, but like 3, it shouldn't be in the even talking about.
no,
Uh, well, congrats. You're more than likely going to win the division if you keep up this.
yeah, our game after our bye week in week 12 is the Browns. So yeah, that should be another win. But you
Yeah, I
never know with
wonder.
this team.
The Browns, is Hopkins back yet? Or not Hopkins.
No,
Oh my God, DeAndre? No,
DeAndre Hopkins comes back next week. Does he not?
no, his name's is it Hopkins? It's not Hopkins. Hopkins is a receiver. Fuck, but he was also with the Texans. Fuck, what is this guy's name?
DeAndre Hopkins, the dude who is the former Texans quarterback.
Was that his name? I thought the Hopkins was the receiver because DeAndre is with.
Who am I thinking? Who are we thinking
Oh
of
my
then?
God, it's killing me. Yeah, because DeAndre Hopkins is
Deshaun
with the
Watson.
Deshaun Watson. There you go. I knew it was like a DE name.
I
Yeah,
thought he
but
was playing the Texans last week. When did the Browns play the Texans?
I don't know. I think it was. Oh, literally this. Oh, I don't know. Let me look. Let's see.
Oh, week 13.
Yeah, so
I
the
think that's
game
when he
after
comes
yours,
back.
December 4th. Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's when he's back. So I mean,
Even
you
if he
guys
comes
should
back,
be.
we still probably could have kicked his teeth. We're still kick his teeth in.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's the Texans still. Deshaun Watson isn't going to be your saving grace. I'm
No.
sorry, Texans fans, and I'm sorry that you're a Texans fan. Houston
And
is a
next week
garbage
you
city.
have the Giants, who are they're coming out for blood this year.
Oh my God, dude. And I really don't understand what it is. They're doing great.
They got that. They just got their stride. They figured out what they're good at, and they're sticking to it.
Oh no, we got the Vikings next. Yeah, we got the Vikings
Oh, I'm looking
on
at week
Sunday.
12.
Yeah, and then the Giants are Thanksgiving Day. Yeah, Vikings, man. I'm not gonna be happy with this.
Yeah, you have two rough games coming up next week.
Yeah, well, the
The
issue is,
next two
man,
weeks.
Kirk Cousins, he's gonna pick us apart on those quick little five and ins. I don't know what's going on in Minnesota, but they're doing well, and it's just getting cold. Where is that game being played? That's my question.
Which one? The
Ooh,
Minnesota game?
yeah, it's gonna be in Minnesota,
Oh, good
November
luck, buddy.
20th. Yeah, no, I'm already counting this as a loss. Just in weather alone, I hear it's gonna be nasty.
Yeah, if we play in Cleveland, it could be. Yeah, we're playing in Cleveland, but I don't think it's gonna be that cold in
I don't know.
Cleveland.
From what I understand, Cleveland is just a wasteland.
That's
I've
also
heard that
true.
the entire of Ohio is just a wasteland.
How cold is it right now? They are in Cleveland City. No, where are they? Yeah, Cleveland.
Yeah, Cleveland, Ohio. It's real.
Unfortunate. I'm sorry if you live in Cleveland.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what
See,
there, other than going to a Browns game, there isn't much there to do, I think.
oh, you can watch the Cavaliers when uh LeBron James is actually in town.
Oh yeah.
You know, when he wants
Oh,
to
it's
be.
38 degrees there. Good luck.
Yeah, and then that this Sunday, it's going to be, according to this,
Oh
30-degree
yes.
high.
Yeah, 30-degree high. It's supposed to snow there on Sunday. Yeah, we're fucked.
Oh, it's gonna be
We're
a bad time for you.
Well, Tom Brady's used to playing in the cold, but he also said he's got Florida. He's got the heat in his blood now. So
Yeah, I think well, he's a retired. He's legally required to get an
but
AARP card. They forced him.
maybe he's through the sheer cold hardness of his soul after his divorce, he'll be just fine.
Oh, do you think he has the heart of ice now, or is it Giselle?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Now that it's over and done with, he looks like 100 times better, does he not?
You know what? I will give it to you. He did have that pick, but it's ruthless, cold precision now. The man has no distractions. He'll see his kid when he's up for the NFL draft. How about that?
Yeah. All right, moving on. Anything you want to talk about this week?
No, I just had a bunch of weird memories pop up. Nothing
Oh,
bad or anything I would say.
I watched something weird. I mean, it's not weird, but
Oh my god, you can go in 45 minutes of the birch again.
no. Like I told you off uh off the podcast. I started watching Dragon Ball Z again.
Oh yeah.
I came across an episode yesterday, last night.
Uh-huh.
It's where Gohan releases the Elder Kai from the Z Sword after training with it, and they break it. And he's refusing to like teach Gohan this move, and Goku decides, yeah, you know the route we're gonna go. We're gonna bribe this old man with like groping either your girlfriend Gohan or my friend for like 30 years Bulma. I'm like, you know what? That wouldn't fly today. Like there would be
No.
a lot of things. Like Gohan's like, that's sexual harassment, but you know what? If it saves the world, then so be it. Yeah, I'll go
Oh,
along with it.
dude, what a utilitarianist.
I was like, wow. I forgot how like
90s this was.
yeah,
And
sexual
it is
harassment's fine.
as long as it saves the world. So
Um
how has the show been for you at least? Rewatching it now, you're like,
oh, it's always good to go back and watch Dragon Ball Z. I've been watching Spy Family
what
and
the fuck is that?
Chainsaw Man.
Is Chainsaw Man good? I see a lot about it.
Yeah, it's actually really good. Episode 6 just came out today. That was
Ep-
fun.
Wait, just 6?
Yeah, 6, number 6.
So what is it about? Okay, obviously this man has a chainsaw for a
Uh
head. That's about all I
so
know.
this dude was a demon hunter hired by I think some Yakuza type dude because his father was in debt and he has to pay his father's debt off. Anyways, they don't need him anymore, and the gangs makes a pact with another demon, and they try to kill him off, but he has this friend which was like a chainsaw dog. They fuck him up, they kill him,
Wait,
but
wait, 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 wait. A chainsaw dog.
yeah, like the little orange dog with the chainsaw on its face.
What the fuck?
Yeah, well, you only see it for an episode, so
That's
um,
adorable though.
it's pretty cute. Anyways, they both die, kind of.
Cool.
And the chainsaw dog fuses with the dude and he becomes Chainsaw Man. And he hunts down demons.
How
Honestly, in my opinion, it's already better than Demon Slayer. I like it so much more.
I didn't know you even like Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer is okay. I've seen all of it so far.
It's okay. I've watched every single episode
Well,
and the
yeah, I
post
mean
show.
it's an interesting show. It's still
I
good.
I don't know. Show me and I were watching it for a bit and it was good. I mean, I was following along. I mean, I'd still be on my phone, like it didn't grab my attention, but if it was on, I wouldn't get up and turn it off. Shit, I wouldn't
Oh,
even pick up
I
the
mean, I
remote
pay
to turn it
attention
off.
to it, so I know what's going on.
I think I was paying attention up until this is very very early on. They get into the spider web forest.
Oh yeah, no, it slows down so much in the forest.
Yeah.
That's my only gripe. Season 1 has terrible pacing. When they get into the fucking spider forest or whatever,
Yeah.
and it becomes a slugfest. It's so slow. But
Yeah.
no, Chainsaw Man so far has been pretty well paced.
See, how do you like One Punch Man?
I fucking hate One Punch Man. I don't like it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
It just seems so boring.
Like
Like
what's the
I've sat
point
there
of
or watched like the first like season of it and I'm like, this
yeah.
sucks. I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, honestly, I watch it for the just subtle jokes is probably the most exciting part about it.
And then you asked what Spy Family is. It's kind of
Yeah.
like this action comedy where this spy it's they're it's like a fictional version of like East and West Germany that these people live in.
North and South Dakota.
Yeah, kind of. The one dude is a spy. He's tasked with like getting information on somebody. Part of the way he has to do it is build a fake family. So he finds a fake wife who's an assassin, and they get a daughter, and he gets a daughter who's
Is it a fake daughter?
yeah, I mean he adopts her, so it's technically his
Oh,
daughter. Um, and she has the ability to read minds, and then they get a
okay.
dog who can see the future.
And has a chainsaw.
No.
Dumb dog.
And they're all apart from the girl knowing that the dad is a spy and her mom in quotation marks is a assassin and she knows that the dog can see the future. Everybody else doesn't know that else about everybody. They all like have a
So,
secret life.
so it's kind of like the FX show, The Americans,
I
but
don't
with
know. I've never
spies.
seen it.
I haven't seen it either, but I assumed it was the same premise. It was something about like Russia, fake family, and they're living like in America.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
kind
know.
of the same thing, I guess, but it's more comedy based.
Hmm.
It's a good show. They split the first season into like two seasons, I think. Like
Have you
they
ever
took a
seen the
break for
way
first season.
cartoons do seasons?
No. It's different for like anime who are normally done in like either 12 or 24 episode blocks for a season.
Yeah, why is that? Is like 12 and 24 like just a magic
Well,
number or what?
because it's different for like American based animation from Japanese based animation from what I understand of it, and I could be wrong about this. So you
Is it
know how
because it's a different language for one?
they'll like a place here will order a season of a show and the production company will do the whole season and then put it out. Like they'll animate the whole season, all voice acted and everything, and they'll put it out.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Japan, it's done one at a time. So like as season seven, I'm sorry, episode seven of Spy Family just came out today,
And it got
or
done last night at 7 p.m.
yesterday. Like they're working on episode eight right now. Like it's not
Jesus
finished.
Christ. That must be hell.
Yeah, it's a rough life to be an animator in Japan.
You know what? Shigeru, I take back everything I've said. That's wild. But have you ever
But yeah,
seen the way like
they
cartoons like just in America do like have you ever gone on Netflix or Hulu and seen the way they do their seasons?
it's weird, I know.
There'll be like 78 episodes in season 1 and then season 2 is like 7.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me sometimes.
And then it doesn't matter because they're all just random shows. It's a
Yeah,
cartoon. Like no
they don't
there's no
have
continuity
like
whatsoever.
yeah.
So you might as well just block them by 12 or just divide them by a decent number. But yeah, I don't know if it's just like a direction they're going with or they're just like, well,
Well,
we
the
have a
thing
thing.
with like animated shows and like children's television here and and television in general here is that they'll drag out like a story as long as they can, either till the show most of the time till the show gets canceled and shows won't get like a natural ending. Like look at The Walking Dead.
Honestly, I dropped off of that years ago
Yeah,
because
like The
of
Walking
an
Dead, I
ex fiance.
believe, is still going on.
Yeah, no, yeah,
They've
we can
just
talk
taken a
about it. Just bring up
break.
my pain. It's fine. Wait, they're taking a break.
Yeah, they've taken like a couple year break because they were filming and then COVID and they were making movies in COVID. So yeah.
Wow. I think I fell off right before Negan became a thing.
Yeah, like I stopped watching Walking Dead after like season four.
Yeah, it's just been going on. It's just don't be stupid. That was the biggest thing
But
about
yeah,
every single
net
zombie movie or show I've ever seen.
networks here just and let shows die. Like they won't give them an ending. They just cancel them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's always like a good place to end, but they
Yeah,
would just continue the story because there's money in it. So they're like, okay, well, we'll
yeah.
just have wacky adventures for
But that's
season
what
5.
I appreciate about like Japanese anime. They have an ending. Like there's an ending to it eventually
Yeah.
to the story. Um, yeah, unless you're a One Piece fan, then I'm sorry.
Jesus
Um,
Christ. How much of that show is actually story and how much is just
that's a
bullshit?
great question. I've never watched One Piece.
Yeah.
They're on episode 1040.
It cannot be that fucking good.
I think the
It
manga's still going too.
yeah.
I could be wrong.
It can't be that good.
I I I mean, I watched it, but that was only like the 4 Kids dub, and that's notoriously bad.
That's true. That's why you got to
But
watch the
I also
abridged
don't
version.
have the time to watch a 1,000 episode anime. You know what I mean?
Who does? At this point, they're just you keep fans, and that they're just from day one or maybe the first year because after you can't get into that, it's over.
Can't.
They have the high ground.
But yeah. But that's the thing I appreciate about like a lot of foreign stuff. Like Korean like drama shows or action shows or at least like a Korean like series. They'll do like a season, right? But they'll tell their whole story in a season. It's like great. You got your story, you got in, you told it, and you got out.
Yeah,
You don't need to drag it out for
3 seasons.
yeah.
Like, yeah, we get it. She's a psychic. He's super strong. The dog can walk through walls. Okay. What? There's only so much shit you can do before you're just like. And today's wacky episode of random villain.
Yeah, it's kind of like you get into like Dexter, Powerpuff Girls stuff where it just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes until it gets canceled, or
Yeah,
eventually the writers get enough say and they want to end it.
yeah.
Like Lost had that problem too.
Where they were trying to like.
They wanted to end the show after like 3 seasons.
Well, there wasn't much more they could do.
No, but it went on for like another like three.
Yeah. And then what at the very end? What was it? They just killed everybody.
I don't know. I never
This,
watched Lost.
there was something about a smoke monster.
The
Apparently, it was
smoke
supposed to be a thing
monster,
for
the
purgatory.
island was like in a government experiment, and yeah, it was really weird. It was
Dude,
like
they
the
used to.
first big like show, like you know what I mean, like national show that I can remember that everybody was a part of that wanted to watch. Like what happens next?
Yeah, I'm trying to
I like
think.
how
There
like
was
Game of Thrones was in the beginning and Walking Dead was in the beginning. Like Lost had that throughout its whole life.
yeah. I'm trying to think. There was a uh there was this kind of show, Flight 29 Down, I think,
Like
which was
29 down. That sounds awful.
oh, it was awful. So it was when
Oh
was
yeah.
I don't know
An
if you remember it.
American drama series?
Yeah, a
Drama
comedy
comedy.
drama. Yeah, I'm trying to
Oh
see when it came out because
Jesus.
I saw this because I
Uh
stayed in
First
like I don't know if you had
episode date
DirecTV.
aired October 1st, 2005.
Was that Lost or was that this?
No, that was Flight 29 down.
Okay, one was Lost.
Lost was 2004.
Yeah, so this was definitely just a. It was broadcast Saturday mornings from 2005 to 2006. Yeah, so this was just a kids Lost, and it went on for 30 episodes. And I remember that it was garbage. But for whatever reason, you were talking about Lost, and that just unlocked the memory for me.
And unlocked the memory.
Yeah,
I've
like
never
okay,
even heard of the show.
yeah, okay. Did you ever have DirecTV or did you have a Dish?
I had both at one point.
Okay, well, DirecTV. I don't know if you remember, Cartoon Network was 296, and
You know, it's
like
different for like every area, right? It's a little
no,
different.
no, I did not know that. So for my area, Cartoon Network was 296, 290, 291, and 2 were Disney Channel.
I
93 was
remember
like
Cartoon
kids.
Network being channel 36 here.
Are you sure you had DirecTV?
At one point I did, yeah. But it was a long time ago.
And then, but anyway, the 290 to like 302, those were all like that was the kids section.
Mm-hmm.
It had Nickelodeon, Nicktoons,
Disney Channel.
Boomerang,
Yeah, I
Disney
got
Channel,
you.
yeah. And this was on 294, which was Discovery Kids, and it had a bunch of like
Yeah, Discovery Family Network, yeah.
yeah. And I remember I used to be really big into ghosts,
Yeah.
and they would have 2 shows. It was called Ghost Hunters, I think, where there was a bunch of
Oh
kids,
God.
and they would go to like Alcatraz, and they'd be like, they would be
Is
in
there a
the
ghost here?
exactly just out there squeaking like, "Oh, don't take me home" or whatever. And then there was another one called Truth or Scare, and I would watch those at 10 o'clock at night and scare myself.
Corbin Blue was in Flight 29 down.
Yes, I think that's no, I think it was yeah, I think that's where he got his start, if I'm not
Uh,
mistaken.
it might be. Let's see. High School Musical was what year? I feel like it was around the same time.
What is he up to now?
2006. That's a good
Oh, the debut
movies.
in the 2004 action comedy film Catch That Kid, which I think that was a Disney Channel one. Kristen Stewart was in it.
This is more recent stuff. I feel like he's like a TV actor now. Yeah. I don't know what his newest stuff has been. Anyways,
Yeah. Apparently his first name was Catch That Kid, which is a remake of the Danish film Klattertosen. It's wild.
seems
Is there
like
no
he's
more
in.
original things?
He looks like he's in a couple Christmas movie. He's in a Christmas movie coming out this year.
Oh, what do you mean? Like the garbage, like one
It's
every
called
year?
Campfire Christmas. Christmas. I can't click on it. So
What does that even mean?
television
In
stuff.
in 2021, Blue started his first Hallmark Channel original, which I think is
Yeah.
probably what he's now in.
He's like in the Real Dirty Dancing. He's in the High School, the musical, the series show.
Yeah,
And he's in Hell's Kitchen one for one episode.
wild.
He's done some theater stuff. Oh man, he was a voice actor for every High School Musical game I think there was.
Yeah, I think he was just. I don't know if he really cared enough to be like a
Hey, there's a
movie
game
star.
you
You know
could
what I
do
mean?
for like sidelight speed running
Oh
as a
my
High School
god,
Musical game,
I'm playing enough shitty games,
and then
dude.
we
I
can get
gotta.
copyright striked into oblivion.
Oh, absolutely. My brother-in-law just dropped off a game for me. It's called Maximum Football.
That
And he's
sounds
like, "Oh,
bad.
you can play it." Oh, it's so bad. It's Doug Flutie. I don't even know.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. Well,
And what
he's
the fuck is Maximum Football?
yeah, he was a quarterback, and I was like, he was a quarterback for. Let's see. It'd be great if they just had his shit.
What year did he give it to you? Which year is it? 2019?
I don't know, dude. I was for the PS4, so kind of latest. I don't know.
Yeah, that could be the PS4.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it is.
PS4, Xbox One. What is Maximum Football?
Yeah, so let's see.
Yeah,
He
Don
bounced
Flutie's
around
Maximum.
everywhere. And I think the biggest thing is that he played in uh
It's college ball. That's what it looks like.
no, it's Canadian, the other C word.
Along with the choice of American college or Canadian college, with American college having 130 teams, it's both.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Favored
okay.
college teams in the game are unlicensed, meaning that there are no official NCAA teams. Okay.
Yeah, I honestly don't know what I think it's the Doug Flutie one, but yeah, apparently it's just all over the place. I guess they were trying to be like, "Oh, we can contend with Madden." And I guess that's also why they went with Maximum because it kind of sounds like Madden if you're not paying attention.
And look that great.
No, no, I guarantee you this is absolute garbage. But there's actually people that speed run Madden and shit.
Yeah.
I like why? That's such a dumb thing to do.
You still speed run.
You know what? That's true. I think there's
We're
like
also finding games that like only like two or three people have ran or no one has ran.
that is also true. You can't lose if you're running by yourself. You can only lose to yourself. And let's be honest, I've lost. I'm a loser. But yeah, we unfortunately cannot do High School Musical unless Mr. Disney, if you want to come talk to me, you want to come out of your
Mr. Mouse.
cryogenic, Mr. Mouse even, if you want to get your associate out of the cryogenic chamber and come talk to me, I'd be more than happy. Were you an awkward kid?
What do you mean by that? Like,
Like if someone asked you a question, instead of saying I was also a very like I was a real piece. You think I'm a piece of shit now? When I was a kid, I was the fucking worst kind of kid. I had like my angsty teen years when I was in like elementary school. Like between probably third and maybe seventh grade, I was just an angsty little shit of a kid. Well, the reason I say is because like if you ask me a question, I would have to know the answer, and if I didn't know the answer, I put this weird pressure on myself to always be number one. I was like crazy competitive. So I don't even know how this came up, but apparently my parents got me. Well, they didn't get me, right? They were supporting the family. Apparently somebody died and they were like a football player in high school. So
what
they
is
sold. Go ahead.
what? I'm like so lost. Is like, yeah, they're providing a family, but yeah, somebody died.
So okay, they were helping this family by buying a shirt to like pay
Uh
for
huh.
funeral expenses or whatever to be like,
Oh, I
hey,
got you.
so and so, whatever the fuck, this year to this year, and it was a picture of his like football like picture in high school where he's like kneeling down or whatever, you know, the classic like. So I didn't know this guy. My parents got it, and they were just trying to be nice to the family. And I don't, this is gonna be a blast from the past, but nobody that I know is gonna watch this. If they do, find out who that was because I have a story about him that I don't think is real whatsoever, but I just want her to sound really cool. So he's dead, right? I'm wearing his shirt on the playground. I don't know anything about this guy, but somebody's like, "Hey, who's that?" And I'm like, "Oh, this guy." And I read his name off of my shirt, and I'm like, "Yeah, he died." And they're like, "Oh my god, how did he die?" And at this point, you know, you're
Are you thinking on the fly?
well that too, but like I'm like in fifth, sixth grade, or no, probably a little younger, maybe
Oh,
third. I skipped a grade, so like when I was a year younger than
oh,
everybody
aren't you
was.
smart?
Yeah, I shouldn't have. I was very emotionally, I wouldn't say disturbed, but like I was left to my own devices,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't raise myself, but emotionally I raised myself. Like I got food, water, love, caring, but I didn't know how to express anything because I was
Uh
still
huh.
too young to be able to express them, but I had these feelings, so I had to figure them out for myself. Anyway, so I'm a year younger than everybody. I think that this guy's like, I don't know who this guy is, but if there's a shirt for him, it must have something to do with football. He must have been a great guy. Somebody must have killed him while he was doing something amazing. This guy must have been a hero. So I don't know how the fuck he came up, but you know, uh, football's big in Texas, specifically high school. Friday Night Lights. There's a movie. There's a show now, which is gross. And essentially, I said to this other kid, I'm like, yeah, man, he went up and had an interception, and then he took it back, and he made it all the way to the touchdown. But right when he got to the touchdown, he dove. But they knew that he was gonna intercept it, so they put a spike in the ball. So when he dove and he landed on the ball, it went through his heart and he died. But they won the game.
Awful. That's just
I didn't.
bad. That's just a bad lie.
I
A
know, but
part
I
of
didn't
being like
know.
terrible.
I thought this guy was a hero. Why else would he have a shirt? Why else would he be playing football? He must have done something amazing and died doing it. So in my little 7, 8 year old brain, I was like, this guy was the fucking coolest. I never wore that shirt again because I never wanted anybody to ask me that question again.
Jesus. Yeah. Don't blame you.
But like, I didn't know what to do. I was just like, okay. And they were just like, oh man, he was great. I'm like, yeah, he was the greatest dude to ever live. So that I don't know what happened. I think I had seen somebody like a memorial shirt for somebody, and it just like it flashed me back, man. I don't know if you've ever had anything like that.
I've never had a
Specifically,
memorial shirt. I haven't gone to too many funerals. But I've seen them being made, and I think it's a little weird, but I get it. I understand.
yeah. But like, I don't know if you have any other like kind of cringy childhood memories, or are you just gonna leave me out here to dry?
Um, trying to think. I know one time I remember in kindergarten, some kid brought his lightsaber to school and he got in trouble and he got it taken away. I thought it was funny.
Was it you?
Yeah. Oh, now it comes back to me. Now we talk about
Oh
school. I
my
thought of something.
god.
Um, I remember in the first grade, we had like I had a horrible first grade teacher. This lady was fucking see you next Tuesday if you catch what I'm saying.
Oh, real
She was
bitch, yeah.
awful. She was pregnant, and then she was just fucking asshole while she was pregnant. If you couldn't like, if you weren't like well behaved, or if you didn't do like your work fast enough, you got like demerits or something like that, and you couldn't go to like Fun
Oh.
Friday. You had
Oh
to
man.
either it was either Fun Friday or you get like in school detention for like an hour writing lines on why you suck as a child,
Oh, oh my god.
like what you did wrong for. Mind you, this is a public school, by the way.
Oh yeah, same
Um,
here.
so I had trouble in the beginning because I couldn't like finish like a morning sentence fast enough for whatever reason. I
Oh
just couldn't
what?
get it like a more. You have to write like a morning story,
Oh, like you had to
and
do like a short, like couple paragraph story or
no, like
something?
a couple. This is the first grade. It's a few sentences,
Oh,
but
okay.
I couldn't do it fast enough for whatever reason, and yeah, I wouldn't be able to go to recess that day. And then if you couldn't go to recess like a certain amount of times, or if you get the idea. Anyways,
Yeah.
one time, like I think my first time out, when I finally was able to get my work done fast enough, me and some other kid were like playing superheroes, and he said he was Spider Man, and I said no, I'm the real Spider Man, and we started like play fighting with each other, and the teacher thought we were really fighting, but we were just playing superheroes, and so we got put back into like that in school detention for the rest of the like time, and I was so mad. I started crying.
Oh.
'Cause I didn't do anything wrong. None of us did anything wrong. We're just
Which is
arguing over who's the real Spider-Man.
which is a completely valid argument at 7 years old, six.
Yeah, I was like 6 years old at the time.
Yeah. Oh my god.
6 or 7, yeah.
Oh god. The joys of youth, man.
Man, I wish that was the only thing I had to worry about if I was Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh god. Going back to like just stupid little kid things. Are you familiar with the term biological clock?
Yeah, I know what that means.
Okay. I remember for whatever reason I like I said I went through my angsty teen years, and then I would go to like where I thought I was a mature adult, so I would read the newspaper. I wouldn't know what's going on, but I would read it, and I knew how to read then. So I was just like, oh, well, I guess the mayor needs to buckle down on crime or whatever the fuck I would say. Well, I was reading this article and it was about biological clocks. Now, I could read it, but I couldn't comprehend what they were saying. So in my head, biological clock, I read the entire fucking thing and I'm like, I show my mom and I'm like, look, see, mom, it says that men also have a biological clock. But I already knew that because I'm really good at telling time without looking at a clock. And then I just went right back to reading.
Okay.
I don't know what she did, but like we were just sitting there and I just showed her. I don't know if she was paying attention or not, but for whatever reason, it is a very clear and vivid memory for me. And I can only imagine that she was just laughing and just thinking to herself, this fucking kid is an idiot.
I mean, I think that right now. And you're an adult.
And I was just like, yeah, I can look up and be like, yeah, it's 6:45, and then it's like, huh, 6:43. Told you. See, I don't need science. I know it.
Power of God and anime on my side. I know what time it is.
Yeah. So she and like I remember reading it. I remember a couple lines from the or like at least I remember looking at words and I remember the picture was like this guy and it was a silhouette and around him was green like as if it was the northern lights coming off of him. That was the picture they used for this article. And I remember that and I remember looking at the thing and reading it and then looking at my mom telling her and then just going right back to reading to the next article. I remember looking at the obituaries a lot, but I didn't know any of the people, so I was like, oh, this is weird.
I think I only read a newspaper in high school, and that's because my school got the newspaper for whatever reason. They put it in the library for
Mm,
kids to read. And my first class was TV production class, so like you have to like before the bell rings, right? You go to where you're supposed to go before class starts. So I'm in the library, right? And
yeah,
before class would start, I'd like skim the newspaper, and that was like for 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most,
just picking up anything cool that day.
like a day for like a couple days here and there. So yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
a huge newspaper person, but I get what you mean. The
yeah,
obituaries were kind of weird, kind of
yeah,
sad. I only
yeah.
really went to the comics
Yeah,
to see
comics. Did
how
you?
Marmaduke was doing.
Yeah. Did you know that they like ended Garfield or at least tried to?
Yeah,
Like, he died, bro.
I mean, good.
Okay, well,
Fuck
first of
that
all, he
cat.
was a lasagna
He's
cat, had
he's an
horrific
asshole.
cholesterol. He is an asshole. He was nothing but an asshole to the goodest, sweetest heart of
Maybe
gold
now that
Odie.
new Garfield movie won't come out.
There's another Garfield movie
Yeah, I think they're making another one. I could be wrong. Or it could already come out and I don't know. It was just so bad that no one talked about it.
because I know he had a show. I know, yeah, there was Garfield the
Oh,
movie
the
in
show was
2004, and then oh, it was so bad. Is there a Garfield 3 movie? There will be a third theatrical film since Garfield's 1978 debut, and will star the Lazy Cat and will be the first film based on the Garfield property to release in theaters since 2006's Garfield: A Tale of Two
yeah,
Kitties.
told you.
Winter 2024.
Oh Jesus.
Here's the kicker. Fucking Bill Murray voiced Garfield.
Yeah, is he still gonna do it? I mean, he was
I
a good Garfield.
He really was.
To be quite honest, he was a good Garfield. But I also don't care who voices Garfield at this point.
What are you talking about? Dude, he had two blockbuster hits.
You know what I want? I want like a
What?
mini. I know this is really off topic. I want like a mini keyboard and mouse that I could like use in bed so I could plug up my computer to my TV so I can like watch things on my TV and lay in bed and type and look up things that I need to.
Why not just get like a wireless keyboard, like a decent one?
Well,
Can't you do that?
I don't want a full size one. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be like right next to my bedside.
Well, do you have an Xbox or anything or a PS4?
I do, but I want to use my computer
You
because
fucking
I
you want the
can
world, don't you?
use like my ad blocker and stuff and like go. It's easier to watch things on
Well, why don't
a
you get like a
computer.
stenographer's keyboard where they're like kind of small, but just like the keyboard where it has a bunch of things and all you have to do is like hold shift and shit to like change the letter.
I see that. You know what? That's like learning another language in my head,
Oh
and
my
I'm not
fucking
about
god.
that.
Then I
Like
mean
if
there's
I
got to
look
be like a
for like
collapsible.
small USB keyboard, there's gotta be one. I'm just been too
There's got to
lazy
be
to.
something. Don't you remember the plethora of 90s hacker movies where every fucking hacker had like one in
Oh
his back
yeah,
pocket and would just go yeah
there's
and
a
just
foldable keyboard with like a touchpad on Amazon, but that's $30, and I'm not doing that.
do $30 for roughly 6 to 8 months of comfort. I don't know. I don't know.
Mini. I'm just typing wireless keyboard. Now I'm really on the hunt. Anyways, you have anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah. Do you use ranch as a dipping sauce?
I do for some things, not everything.
Okay, like where would you draw the line? Stop me when you've heard it.
Okay,
Fries,
that's fine.
chicken nuggets,
Yeah, that's okay.
chicken strips.
Yeah,
That's pretty much all I got. Celery. I don't know.
yeah, that's fine. You use it on wings. That's just kind of like
Wings is
chicken
just
nuggets and chicken strips. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, Pizza's okay if the pizza's bad. If it's like a not great pizza, you can
Yeah.
kind of like
There you go. So that's
get it
like a
with
common
ranch.
thing then.
Yeah, some people put ranch on a burger. I'm not a like burger is where I draw the line.
What if it's specifically like that's the burger, or like it would like if they
Well,
made
some
the
people will like put ranch powder into a burger and make like a ranch burger. That's different. You're just using the seasonings, but I'm talking like drowning it with like putting sauce on it. That's a totally different thing.
would you ever put barbecue sauce on a burger?
Yes, but I'm not a fan of it. If it complements the other stuff on the burger well.
What do
Otherwise,
you
barbecue sauce is like too. like smoky. Unless you're having like a smoked like burger, then yeah, it works.
What do you think is the most versatile sauce?
Probably mayo. I'm gonna be quite honest.
Really? Well,
Yeah,
I
because
guess you could like fry
mayo
with it
can be
because it's just
used as
fat.
like a mayo you can use as a salad dressing or as it by itself or like a salad dressing for a base.
I have
You can
as
just
a
eat it on a sandwich.
by itself
Yeah, that's what
in
mayonnaise.
salad.
That's what mayonnaise used to be used for. Yeah, as a salad dressing.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I don't
if you
believe you.
mix like mayonnaise with like some lime, salt, pepper. I mean lemon, salt, pepper, some vinegar. That's like a salad dressing right there.
I
Um,
just I'm on
yeah.
the
You can
nibble.
use it as its own dipping sauce. You could spread it on your sandwiches. Yeah, my bet has to be mayonnaise. Just for the sheer fact that you can use it to make other sauces.
You know what? Apparently, you're right. It's a very versatile sauce. I think you are correct.
Yeah.
Wild. Because I'm just looking. Apparently, it's been like 7 or 8 people think that they invented it in their place first.
I don't care who invented it. I just think it's the most versatile sauce.
I mean, I'm just looking here. You could just use it in everything. Now, do you think? Okay, apparently mayonnaise is one of the 5 seminal mother sauces, which also includes sauce espagnole, tomato sauce, bechamel, veloute, and hollandaise.
Yeah, those are
Well, you would
base
know. You're a
sauces.
cooker, man.
Well, to be fair, I learned in kitchens. I didn't learn everything.
You didn't learn. You're telling me that you
I
didn't have
never.
a seminar on the history of mayonnaise in the back of the
Yeah.
Applebee's?
Sorry, man. I never worked at Applebee's though. Thank
I don't know
God.
where. No, you actually cook. So yeah, you didn't just press buttons on a microwave. Is there anything you want to talk about?
Um, I mean, if we want to talk like real world stuff, we can.
I mean, I feel like my questions were all real world.
Oh, and mine's more along the lines of like a missile just went into like Poland and killed 2 people, and that's not good.
Oh shit, did it really?
Yeah.
From where? I'm assuming
Well,
Russia,
they
but I don't
can't
know enough about
confirm
what
it.
happened.
It came from like Russian soldiers in Ukraine. That's what the report is. But as of right now, they can't confirm that it's happened or not, and that was an hour ago.
That there was a missile or that it was shot by Russian soldiers.
That it was that Poland
Or
has been struck by a missile.
that would be why would you fight Poland?
Well, Poland's a NATO ally, so they can activate Article 4.
Oh, and then it becomes a gang war.
Yeah, then it comes to turf war.
Oh, great. That was the one thing I was worried about, to be honest. I was hoping
Yeah,
that this could
if it's
just
true, that's really bad.
yeah. Now
It's
World War
not
Three
good.
is it was at our doorstep. It's got its hand on the doorknob, and I'm not sure if the door is locked or not.
Yeah, I hope it
And
isn't. I
if
really don't. I really hope it isn't.
isn't locked.
No, like the it didn't happen.
Oh, yeah, hopefully it's just I would say TMZ, but TMZ is usually pretty
TMZ.
accurate.
Yeah, surprisingly, they work really fast. It's
Yeah, they do. Like if there's a celebrity death, I think TMZ's only been wrong maybe like a handful of times.
yeah, they're like right on top of it as it happens.
Yeah. Like I
Like
found out from TMZ that that my Friday night plans are going to be. Apparently Jay Leno got into a fight or a fire with his car or
uh-huh.
something in the garage. His car caught fire in the garage. I don't know how bad it was, but apparently he burnt the fuck out of his face. But he's like, "Oh no, I'll be fine in like 2 weeks." So he canceled the show because I was supposed to watch him and Jeff Foxworthy.
Oh no.
Did you not watch the Blue Collar Comedy Tour?
I have.
Yeah, yeah. Like the Blue Collar Comedy Tour holds a special place in my heart. To be quite honest.
The first couple were good with like Larry the Cable Guy, Jeff Foxworthy, Bill Engvall, and
Ron White,
yeah.
tater salad. They mainly hold one for me because when I was young, like I want to say junior high, Like, no, probably high school. Me and my friend would just get high and watch that on repeat
Oh boy.
because we had nothing better to do. We played Madden, but I sucked at Madden back in the day. So like I'm really good at like knowing, okay, this scheme is gonna work against this. You know, this is how you want to run this. This is how you want to design this play. I can't play Madden worth a shit.
To be
But
fair, I
to
haven't
me,
played Madden in a long time, so
yeah. Well, I mean, the whole thing is just, I don't know. To me, just you just press a button and then 9 times out of 10 it just goes to somebody else. Like they really don't have the advantage, but Madden logic just dictates how the game gets played. So it doesn't matter what you do.
yeah, these new sports games are just really big uh microtransaction pits.
Oh yeah. Like Doug Flutie's Maximum Football was probably the last real game where it was just good old fashioned football, and they got rid of it because they knew what it was going to become. They actually
Killed it
canceled
while it was
production on it.
ahead.
Yeah, but they don't know that it's like a Hydra. You might have struck down Doug Flutie, but somebody else will take his place, twice as strong. Did you have a so you lived in your state your entire life, right?
No.
Oh, that's right. You lived in like seven. I
I
don't want
was
to.
in like 5 or 6. I've lived in
Jesus Christ, are you serious?
uh I lived in New Jersey,
Yeah.
New York, Florida, Arizona. Yeah, that's it. 4, I think.
Jesus. I've lived in three, which to be honest, I would only say two because they're within, I don't know, like 60 miles of each other, the other
I mean,
two.
it's still in different state.
Yeah, I guess so. But
I mean, the cigarettes there are way more expensive than one than the other.
yeah, so it's okay. You know what? At that point, it's definitely a different state. I can
And you're
open
paying
carry
like
in
different
one.
taxes and yeah.
Yeah. I can't open carry in the other. But did any of those states have like a state pledge?
No, I've never had to say like a state pledge. I'm sure they did.
But like you didn't have to say one in school?
No, I've only done the normal. I mean, yeah, the flag, the pledge allegiance to the flag,
Yeah, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it
for which
stands,
stands one
one
nation under
nation, under
God,
God,
indivisible, with
indivisible, with
liberty and
liberty and
justice
justice
for
for
all.
all.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, you know what we do after we took our hands off our heart in Texas?
Did you do the Texas Colt
We
song?
put that bitch up like we were swearing on the Bible.
Oh boy.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee. Texas, one state, under God.
So they
And
just kind of like ripped
that,
off the.
yes, absolutely.
What's the point then? You're just changing the words for to Texas.
You know what? Texas was a nation for like 10 years, and they want everybody to fucking remember.
Yeah, 10 years.
No, I think it was 20 because it was 45 to 65, I think. Either
Yeah,
way,
but
20 years.
how many of those years did you need America to survive with?
I honestly couldn't tell you. A lot. Probably the
Yeah.
entirety of it. But yeah, we just want you to know. I mean, that's where the name Six Flags comes from.
Does it?
Yeah, the Six Flags flown over Texas.
Oh, I never. That sounds kind of.
Not good PR. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Maybe
absolutely
that's
not.
why they moved away from like their Texas branding, if they ever had any.
Yeah. Well, the one in Texas is definitely. I think they call it Fiesta Texas as opposed to Six Flags. But let me look. I want to make sure that Fiesta Texas and Six Flags aren't different. Yeah, Six Flags Fiesta Texas, which is kind of racist because I think other Six Flags are just called Six Flags. But this one is like in San Antonio. Oh no, we have Hurricane Harbor in St. Louis. Interesting. Oh, their stock price is $24.01. It has gone up 42 cents since yesterday. Wild. But yeah, so the one in Texas is called Fiesta Texas. I assume because it's closer to the border, which again, sketchy. Anything else you want to talk about? You want to go ahead and bring us back down with the tales of woe?
There was this arcade. I watched a YouTube video a while ago. of
Uh-huh.
this arcade that was still around. It was really large. I think it was like the world's largest arcade, or they had like the
Uh-huh.
most arcade machines or something like that.
And where was that?
I want to say it was in Maryland. I was gonna ask you, hey, you want to take a trip to Maryland and go to this arcade?
Actually, that'd be
But
a lot of fun.
I can't remember the name of it, so that's what I was looking up.
Yeah. Looking at the Guinness Book of World Records. Largest video game arcade. In parentheses, current. It's a place called Fun Spot, and
That
it's in
might
New
be.
Hampshire, which is basically
Yeah.
Maryland or whatever it is. All of New England just blends in for me.
Did you say Maryland?
No, it's in Weirs Beach, New Hampshire, USA. I am on, I
New
guess, like,
Hampshire.
yeah, I guess they like have a little bit from Facebook, and some fucking
Mm-hmm.
guys like, hey, didn't
That's it.
Slapping Ghost eclipse them? And then this guy, up in arms, I should say, no, but they are stealing their title of largest arcade. They need to get Guinness to authenticate before they just steal Fun Spot's hard-earned title. And then Craig says, "Wow," with three exclamation points.
But yeah, look at their website. It's like gift cards, birthdays, coupons, attractions, games. They've got they got like racing games. They have like an old skee ball machine. They got old games. They got new games. It looks so much fun. Let me see if I
They
can.
got games in the middle.
Yeah. There's like a golf course there. It's like just like a really cool place. I would like to go one day.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Let
See,
me
how far is
see.
this from where I am? Oh wow, it took in a map quest. I didn't even know that was a fucking thing
MapQuest is still
anymore.
alive.
Yeah. Wow. Here, let me put it in my phone so my IP address can find out. This is the part where you stop me and we do the ad for NordVPN.
Nord. Yeah, I wish we had ads at this point.
Yeah, I'm sure we could get something.
Yeah, we probably get like Jim Jones Kool-Aid. That's probably about it. Stuff like that. Some really out there stuff.
Well, I mean, what was it? I think not to fucking harp on or not to be like, oh fucking Joe Rogan, but he I think his first sponsor, like one of his first main sponsors was like a dildo company.
Adam and Eve. Get that Adam and Eve sponsorship.
Oh, we could, dude. I'd have to buy more from him, I'm sure, but I don't think I'd mind that.
Let's
I feel,
see. I'm 21 hours, 14 1,429 miles away from Fun Spot.
you are fucking kidding me. I am 18 hours and 53 minutes.
Yeah, I mean you're also closer, so
Jesus Christ, it is so far to get there. I didn't realize how big the United States. Actually, you know what's
really,
funny? To go from there to there is roughly how long I spend to go to Texas. I mean, it's got to beat by. Actually, it's only got to beat by 20 miles.
really.
Yeah, Texas is far, dude. Despite being one of the biggest states, it's pretty
Hmm.
far, and you can spend 12 hours and still not be through it.
Yeah, I know how big Texas is. I had to drive through it twice. It sucks.
I'm so sorry. It's the worst.
I enjoyed looking at dirt.
Yeah, dirt, shrubs, possibly people running, helicopters looking for said people. It's funny. One of my uncles used to live. So I used to live on the border, basically in Texas, and they had this really nice golf course, like right on the border. But the issue is, it's just flat land, and there's just land out there, and it's dark because it's a golf course. Nobody's golfing at night, so there's just maybe I don't know, like a 5 mile block, just like a 2 by 2 mile of just nothing but greens and trees. And at least every weekend there was a helicopter going through and just scanning the area with a spotlight. And you would hear it because we'd be out there, drinking and barbecuing, having a good time, and then all of a sudden, and it'd be like, oh, they're back after him.
Coming down.
Yeah.
$300 flight for me to New Hampshire, by the way.
Dude, I would pay that, no
No,
problem.
no, I wouldn't.
What are you talking about? Let's say, okay.
That's expensive for that short of a flight.
What?
If
Where
you
do
go to,
you where do you
if
get
you,
your flights
if
from?
I use the Google's flight algorithm,
You tell me.
aggregator.
Aggregator? Is that
Yeah,
like that just did you make that word up? It sounds like a redneck is trying to explain their invention.
what, an aggregator.
Yes, that's not
An
that can't be
aggregator
real.
gathers information and puts it in one place.
That is absolutely. You know what? A website or program that collects? Okay, yeah, sure. That is I've never heard that term from somebody with all their teeth, is all I'm saying. Until right now.
Yeah, I mean that's ridiculous. I mean you could fly to Boston, but that's
So what do you put in like Google Flight Aggregator?
no, just type flights.
Google Flights?
No, just type flights in like Google Chrome. Just type flights, and it brings you to a screen, and then you enter where you want to go. Let's say I want to go to
It brings you to a screen.
New
Fucking
York,
thanks.
and then it brings me to another screen, and it shows me all the prices from all the airlines.
Jesus.
I would do it in. I mean, the more you're gonna look it up, the more prices are gonna go up because of cookies and that kind of thing. But yeah,
Yo, even to get back home, the cheapest flight is like $300 to where I live. Oh, there's now flights with 9% lower emissions, specifically by American Airlines. You go, American Airlines. Oh,
wow,
never mind. Immediately, there is one for plus 37%. Fuck yourself, American Airlines.
get boned.
And they just like fuck us, I guess. Like,
Jesus Christ, that's a hell of a layover. I was just
what you got
looking at.
one?
I was just looking at a flight to St. Louis just for shits and giggles. Found
Yeah.
one for like $123. Kicker is that you have like a fucking 8 hour layover in Denver. I was like, why?
Oh, I mean, you can go catch a football game. Hopefully, the Buccaneers play the Broncos for some reason, and
I
then you can
really
just get
hope.
back.
That's awful. But yeah. Anything else you want to talk about, or do you want to call it here?
No, I just got like little things that I've been thinking about. Have you ever heard anybody say like, "Hmm"?
Hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah. Now, have you ever realized the pitch at which someone says "hmm" depends on how much they believe you?
Yeah, I mean, it's not the weirdest thing in the world. There's our tonal languages. It's we use tones for different things in our language. We denote it with like sarcasm. Like I could
Yeah.
say, "Yeah, that was a good job," and I could mean it, or go, "Yeah, that was a good job," and you can tell I'm being like sarcastic.
Yeah. Do you have the issue where people think you're always being sarcastic?
Not really. I'm pretty
Because
blatant with it.
yeah, like I like to think I am too.
I mean, when you get into like texting and that kind of thing, it gets to be a
Oh,
little funky if unless you know who you're talking to
yeah.
and what words they use and what and how they talk. You got
Yeah.
to kind of figure it out, but
Yeah.
for the most
That's
part,
why
not
yeah.
really.
That's why it's always good to read the text in the person you are texting's language or like how they would say it. Have you ever seen those things like they're always big on Facebook and shit like that. Like TikTok is a big one right now. But there's like psychology fact. If you're in a group of people and and someone tells a joke and they laugh and the first person they look at is you, that means they love you or they like you.
Yeah, that's bull. This sounds like bullshit to me.
Oh, it absolutely is. There's a psychologist that goes on there and she's like, "No, absolutely not." I mean, they might feel more comfortable with you or maybe they just have a knack for looking up at where you are, but I mean, there's absolutely no data on this. And then
Speaking of
go ahead.
speaking of weird things, when I was at on my vacation this week, my
Yeah.
aunt's sister came over,
Yeah, the
And
vacation that ate your pier, right?
yeah, the vacation that destroyed my fucking fishing pier. So,
Yeah.
anyways, my aunt sister is really weird.
Okay.
She's really into tarot reading.
Wait, did you say
And
your aunt's sister?
yeah,
So wouldn't that just be your aunt?
well, my aunt sister's not really my aunt. I don't know how it works.
What do you is they are they like married
But it's
in?
it's like my uncle
Your
married
uncle's
this.
wife?
Yeah.
So she would be your aunt. I guess you can call her your aunt-in-law.
Yeah, that is weird. I just call her my aunt sister.
That's I feel like that leaves so much more to the interpretation.
Not really. It's my
Yes.
aunt sister.
And then you get somebody going, wouldn't that be your mom and or your mom's sister? And then you would
Well,
have this
no,
conversation.
because if I said it was my aunt, that means my mom's sister,
So she
right?
would be your aunt-in-law. You know what? I'm sure there's a word for this.
Yeah. So, anyways, she's really into like tarot cards and the zodiac sign thing, and she came over, and that's all she talked about. And I
Oh
was like, this
no.
lady is has a screw loose somewhere. Like it was bad.
Like it
Like
was
some
just
like the
awkward.
her and her were talking about something, and then they were playing. She would be playing with the tarot deck, and she goes, "Ooh, the upside down fucking crescent moon or something like that," and it means this. And I'm like, this is just advanced. This is just advanced Zoroastrian fucking crystals and what is it?
Look,
I'm
I don't
trying to
know.
think the name
I,
of.
I want to bring crystals into this. My Jo crystal has been blinking
Oh
ever
my
since I
god.
charged it with a bro. So,
Um, zodiac signs. It's just
oh my
advanced
god,
zodiac signs, and I was like
yeah.
losing my mind because we're trying to watch a movie.
And like in the middle of the movie, all you hear is just like she's
Yeah,
fucking shuffling.
and pulling out different tarot cards. I was
What a,
like, oh my god, I'm
what
losing
a
my mind over here.
that's such a weird way to be like, yeah, I'm a card shark. I'll eat your future. Oh, what the? So your aunt-in-law is a
Is that what it's
psycho.
supposed to be?
I googled aunt-in-law and they were just like, yeah. There's actually a thing called um, aunt-in-law. Is aunt-in-law correct? And they gave me some bullshit. It just yeah. So they would be your aunt-in-law.
See, that seems weird. This is like doesn't sound right to me, even though it is right. It
Someone's calling it your
because
mom's. Why don't you call it your mom's sister? And then people would still be like, "What the fuck?"
it's not my mom's sister.
Well, but it's your mom's sister-in-law.
No, it's not.
Oh my god! So what's the in-laws of the in-laws for
It's
her?
my okay. So my
Oh my
uncle,
god!
who is my
Yes.
like my dad's brother, right?
Okay, so it's already your mom's brother-in-law.
What are you talking about?
So your uncle on this side is your mom's brother-in-law.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. His wife, which would be my aunt, right? Who I have no blood relationship to, only through
Yes.
marriage.
Yes.
Her sister, right? So we're even further removed now.
So it's your aunt-in-law's sister.
Oh my god. I'm
This
I'm done
is
talking to you about this.
just just okay. You know what? Just
I'm too distracted.
what
You
you
had me
see.
in my mind. Yeah, I was looking at like flights and I was still trying to do that.
I
And you're
was
talking
gonna
about
say.
like aunt-in-law stuff, and I'm like, I'm gonna close the flight thing down. And now I'm back at the keyboard page.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. I think one last thing to like
Lose our minds on.
yeah, and I think you're gonna like this one. For one, Google Don Warren signed jersey with Hogs and three-time Super Bowl champs Washington because
W-
that's an interesting
w-
picture.
What?
Okay, Don Warren, Don, and then Warren with two
Uh-huh.
R's. Signed jersey with Hogs and three-time Super Bowl champions. And tell me what picture comes up.
Hogs. So Don Warren signed jersey with Hogs, Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
The first image is a box of uh cards.
Okay.
Like,
You probably should have put jersey. I didn't tell you to put jersey. Anyways, I got it, and it's some chick in very like a 3/4 sleeve jacket.
uh
It's kind of like a midriff, and then she has some black underwear, and she's just holding the jersey, and it's $99 on eBay.
so take out jersey.
No, put in jersey if you haven't.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Okay, then I have no idea.
What are you Googling?
I was googling the NFL logo. What I really wanted though was the NFL Players Association logo. Now Google that for me real quick.
The NFL's Players Association.
Yeah, and then tell me what that looks
Okay.
like.
Looks like a dude running with a
Okay,
football in his arms.
now cover the helmet. Now, doesn't it look like a lizard looking down with giant pecs?
No, it looks like a bird to me.
Okay, a bird with like the eye, but the eye is the football, right?
No, the so if when I get a bit bigger picture so I can get this out right. The eye would be like up towards the where his arm goes out in the upper left
That
hand
slit.
corner. Yeah.
Wait.
Kind of looks like a flamingo to me.
Oh, so you're seeing, but is it facing left?
Yeah, the bird would be facing left.
Okay. Now imagine, if you will, the guy's elbow.
Mm-hmm.
That's the nose, and
Okay.
then the thing that comes up towards his other armpit, which would be his hand cupping the football. That's his jawline. Now the football would be the eyeball, and then the line at the very bottom under the elbow is like a pec, like it's a side profile, and then the back line is just like the back of his head. I always thought that this was a lizard that was just wearing a tiny helmet on its head. Do you see it?
A little, but I'm struggling there.
Okay, cover the helmet. Like that's
Yeah,
how
I
I saw
did.
it. Yeah. And
Like,
it looks like it's a lizard looking down, like a side profile.
mm-hmm.
The chest, there's no neck because like it's just like implied, and it's just like it looks like the Loch Ness monster.
Are you smoking crack?
No, here, let me try and draw.
Like I see what you're talking about. I do, but
Yeah,
very barely.
yeah. Little kid me, I was again back. I had a NFL Blitz 2000. When I got it on the
Mm.
64, I was probably like 6 years old. And another thing is this it used to be in colors. It wouldn't just be black or red and white. It used to come in like red, yellow, blue, like all this shit. And it was like a jumble of some weird neon shit. So I saw the eye and I thought it was red. So I thought it was a lizard with a tiny helmet on its head. And I thought that was the NFL because they were trying to be like edgy and cool.
Oh boy.
So yeah, I I got more things to talk about, but I don't think I got one more thing to talk about, but it's not. There's no more that's worth talking about.
I think that's a good place to end.
Okay, just okay. One last one. It's just more of a question.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how things have abbreviations, like DNR is like everybody knows, do not
Yeah.
resuscitate. Um, why don't like with cooking? Are there any acronyms with cooking?
Yeah.
Maybe like STF, season to flavor, or STT,
There's
season to taste.
it's mostly to do with food safety from what I remember. I don't really hear like acronyms so much. You use a lot of like slang. It's mostly in like food safety.
Okay,
Like FIFO.
foam in, foam out.
No, first in for first out.
See, that just like that. I thought like nursing, we have to like foam in to like put on like hand sanitizer, and then when we leave, we always have to, if unless we got like blood or shit on our hands.
No, FIFO is first in, first out for us,
Yeah,
and that's like you
meat,
you want
just a
yeah like
rotation.
referring to like things that like food rotation using like your older stuff first before it goes bad.
Yeah. So I was thinking, why couldn't they just? Because you know how a lot of things are powders now. We're moving into the future, and all you have to do is add water. Why can't they
Yeah,
just? Why can't they just shorten it to jaw? Just add water.
because the jaw is already something.
What is it?
It's your bone, your jawbone.
Yeah, but it can be an acronym. NASA's an acronym, but a word
Yeah,
you
but
say.
no. But
NASCAR is an
NASA
acronym.
NASA isn't anything already. You know what I mean?
Okay, I guess you're right. I wonder what are there any acronyms that are already something? Acronyms that are also words.
I mean, you can get acronyms that people make up of words.
Oh, I'm sure. I guess you have a point. Cause like nobody is saying lol or VIP. Oh wait, I might have something with edge.
Well, you say VIP.
Right. You usually whenever you do an acronym, you usually say the letters.
Mm-hmm. And what's faster, JAW? What sounds better, JAW or just add water as
Or
a
you can just
tagline
or just jaw.
when you're
Just jaw
selling
it.
some?
No, because then too many people would try and eat it. They just end up putting the powder in their mouths directly, as opposed to putting the like dried cheese into the macaroni.
Yeah, it not only is it instructions, it sounds, I think in my opinion, it sounds more marketable, like a more marketable phrase. Like it's so simple, you just add water.
Yeah, just draw it, and
Just
then you
jaw
can.
it. But what is if unless you know what jaw means?
Would okay, so it would be more like a tagline then. You think?
Yeah,
Okay,
like I'm no business person, but
same.
if you're able to tell them what to do, what your product is doing in a few short words, other than just draw it and having to fucking figure out what that is.
Well, you could just get like the guy that beat up the hooker. Like you don't know what just sham wow it.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, he says you just use sham wow. You'll be saying wow every time.
yeah. No, what am I thinking of? OxyClean, maybe. Where like they tell you it, but then like it's like yeah, just OxyClean it. But
Just
OxyClean
use
isn't.
OxyClean.
Yeah, but he'd say OxyClean it. Don't wash it. OxyClean it.
Well, no, you still have to wash it. Okay, whatever. Now we're going. I don't know.
Well, you can be in
Billy
this
Mays has
forever.
been dead for a long time.
You know what? Not in my heart. Didn't he OD?
No, I think he had died of a heart attack.
Oh, is that what happened?
Billy Mays here with a special TV offer. Let's see.
What caused Billy Mays' death? Lethal arrhythmia of the heart caused by hypertensive and sclerotic heart disease. Okay, he just ate a bunch of cheeseburgers and shit and died. He lived
He
well.
died in Tampa, Florida.
Oh, you know what? Yep, sure enough, I see it right there.
God damn.
According to this is gonna be wild. So I'm looking at his spouse.
Course also painkillers,
Yeah.
hydrocodone, oxycodone, tramadol,
Oh,
as well as anti-anxiety drugs, alprozam, and diazepam.
Jesus Christ. That's some heavy shit. Here's probably the most wild, probably the wildest thing about him. Nobody knows when Billy and Dolores Mays got married. They just know that they divorced in 1990. Oh my god. So there's a website called you know what? We gotta cut this. We're gonna keep fucking going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah.
All right. So what did we talk about? Acronyms. If you have an acronym that's also a word that's already a word, comment. If you see the lizard, comment as well. Or if you see the bird.
Uh, Give us some more football games to watch. We'll watch the highlights of it. I
Yeah.
mean, we started this out as a football centrated podcast, but we've
Yeah.
quickly devolved from that.
Watching
Uh,
football is just so much when most of the teams suck. It's just a chore to
really
slog
is.
through.
Especially when
And
you have to watch a game on Thursday, then
yeah.
uh then you can only watch like maybe like two full games on Sunday before you're burnt out,
Yeah.
and then you have a Monday game.
Yeah.
It just gets to be too much. I don't know how these
Oh,
people do
absolutely.
it.
I don't think they do, to be honest. They have to have like they must
There
watch a
has to be like
certain game,
writers. I'm
and
sure
then
there's
yeah,
writers.
yeah, absolutely. There's got to be. I mean, I'm not saying that they don't do their own research or whatever, but I'm sure they watch maybe one or two games that they really wanted to watch. Did you know that Green Bay and Dallas was America's game of the week?
No,
It fucking shouldn't have been. I don't know why they thought that.
honestly, the Bucks and Seahawks game should have been the game of the week.
Yeah,
You know, it's a new market being in Germany. First game I ever played in Germany. It was a great game overall. You had Tom
but
Brady in there, who's a star in his own right.
yeah, I think the only issue with that is since they already had it for Germany, they couldn't really the time difference. They wouldn't have been able to put it for prime time. I think that isn't the game of the week always at like 3 o'clock.
Yeah, this fucking Germany game started at like 9:30.
Yeah. Oh my god, man. Wild.
Alrighty, that was fun, guys. Thanks for
Yeah.
listening.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out the other stuff we got going on here, which include the following. Wasn't that a
Following
neat?
what?
I don't. I don't know. I thought it'd set you up for like pictures or something.
Oh, I have no idea.
Oh.
Um, all right, that was an disaster. See ya.